I'm sorry.
Well, you want to talk about
No, never.
Just kidding.
You first.
We are continuing this afternoon to follow the devastation of Hurricane Milton. Now, this video is from Palm Beach Gardens. That's where tornadoes ripped through the area ahead of the storm, even making landfall.
ABC's Jacqueline Lee is live in St. Petersburg. Jacqueline, tell us about what you're seeing there and the deaths that they've reported right now. Do we think that number might go up?
Hi guys, yes, they do believe it will go up because you have to remember the first responders, they're just getting out there now that we have daylight to see just the extent of the damage of Hurricane Milton. But as for where we are right outside Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays, and as you can see, the roof has been ripped off. What's interesting about this is the roof, which was made of fiberglass, was built to withstand wind gusts up to 115 miles an hour, and our meteorologists confirmed the St. Petersburg area received wind gusts of up to 101 miles an hour last night. So as you can see, just the extent of this. And what's really insane about this all is, I just spoke with a resident who lives right across the street from Tropicana Field, and she said last night, not only did it sound like a freight train, but she lives on the 8th floor of her apartment building. She said she thought she was going to die because the wind gusts and the rain was so strong it actually flooded her apartment through the windows, and she was scared that the windows were going to cut her and break, So a very scary situation for people here on the ground, guys.
Yeah, and we know, look, we talked about that big evacuation ahead of the storm, but we also know a lot of people stayed in place, and you mentioned that one woman. So, there's no power or anything, so are people concerned about getting the supplies they need, or are we still at this point trying to figure all of that out?
So here in Pinellas County, there's actually no running water at the moment, and the reason why is because there have been a series of water main breaks. So there was just a press conference with the governor, Ron DeSantis, as well as the executive director of emergency management here in Florida, and he explained that right now crews are trying to just stabilize that water pressure. They're currently evacuating a hospital just because the situation is that dire. But, for the people who live here, many of them who decided not to evacuate did go to the grocery stores. They bought the cases of water and the canned goods because they were expecting to be without power for several days now. So from what we're hearing, a lot of people said that they've dealt with hurricanes in the past. They didn't expect the devastation to be as bad as it was here with Hurricane Milton, but they say that they're ready just for everything to restore back to normal.
Is everyone accounted for, or is there any attempts right now to rescue anyone at this point?
Oh, absolutely. So, all morning long, especially over in Clearwater, there have been plenty of search and rescue crews who are trying to rescue residents who are trapped on, the upper floors of their homes. And so what's interesting is when we talk about the storm surge, obviously because the storm hit earlier, that was helpful, just because, you're not hitting high tide. But, even with that, many communities are still dealing with several feet of water. We saw pictures where, the water was all the way up to the stop sign, just to give you a picture of just how bad it is. So search and rescue teams are deployed. A lot of first responders are trying to get out there, helping people evacuate from their homes. There was one of the sheriff's offices explained they helped evacuate 15 people after a tree fell on their home. So obviously very scary, but hopefully they're able to get to people as soon as possible, guys.
Jacqueline Lee in St. Petersburg, Florida. Thank you for your reporting. Be safe.
Yeah. Let's bring in Brittany Bell right now. Talk a little bit more about this, Brittany.
And thankfully, most of Milton has moved well offshore, but I'm still watching one light rain band well on the backside that continues to move in from north to south. Most of those light showers falling near the Palm Coast, down towards Daytona Beach and Titusville, and that will wind down throughout the rest of this afternoon. It's still gusty, but not nearly as bad compared to this morning and the overnight hours. Winds gusting near 30 miles per hour in Orlando, 23 in West Palm Beach and Miami near 26 miles per hour. Check out the highest wind gusts. Sarasota, 102 miles per hour, 101 in St. Petersburg, Tampa 97, and Grove City near 85. Rainfall totals topped out over a foot of rain in some areas. Near St. Pete, 18.5 inches of rain. In Clearwater, 12.5 inches. Back over to you guys.
Brittany, thanks a lot. Meanwhile, crews from PSE&G